Hi, Colin here at Great Escapes RV Center in Gassville, Arkansas. I'm going to show you your unit right here. You're going to back up your unit. You're going to come over here and you're going to push these two buttons. That'll turn on the unit. You're going to go ahead and lift the unit up. You're going to disconnect from your fifth wheel. You're going to drive forward. Then you're going to come back here and you're going to push your auto level. That's all it takes, folks. 6-point auto leveling system. Down it'll go automatically. What we have here now is our hookup. This is for our city water hookup. We're going to hook up our water to that. We're going to turn our valves to where it says city water. This one down, one across, one over here, and one up. It's good to go for city water. It'll put the tank back in normal operating mode. Right here we have power tank fill. Your water needs to be off when you go switch your valves to power tank fill. Go ahead and you can fill up your tank, your fresh holding tank. When you're done filling that up, you can go here and switch the valves to dry camping. Dry camping, then you turn on your water pump. It'll put pressure to all your valves inside, and you're good to go. Right here we have our winterization. That puts the water tank in bypass. If I put it in bypass, we go ahead and take a hose at the city water connection. We drop it down into the bucket of antifreeze. Go ahead and turn on your water pump. It'll pump it to all your fixtures, then bleed out your fixtures, having pink come out of all the faucets. Right here we have sanitized our fresh holding tank. We're going to take, once again, hook a hose up to our fresh water inlet. We're going to put a jug of sanitized water, basically bleach water. Go ahead and turn on your water pump. It'll put it in your holding tank and you'll be good to go for your holding tank. Right here we got our black valve and our gray tank. That's to discharge our waters out of our tanks. Right here we have our valve to clean out our black tank. So what we're going to do is we hook up a sewer hose to the sewer line. We open up our black tank. We take a hose, connect it, turn on the water, let it run for 5 minutes. After done 5 minutes, disconnect from here. You're good to go. Then you can go finish draining out your black tank, close your black tank, and then open up your gray tank to rinse out your hose. These are our low point drains right here, hot and cold water. And this too is an auxiliary freshwater tank fill. It's an auxiliary, does the same process as the power tank fill. This will go directly in it without turning any valves. We have our hot and cold water outside shower. We got our cable and our auxiliary hookups and satellite for coming in. We have a power outlet right here. And then we have these two are, one's going to the garage and one is going to the bedroom. We also have a water filter that you're going to go ahead and put the filter in. It screws in just like so. When you have the filter in, and then there's a wrench to tighten it up. That happens to all of us. This right here is our furnace. Highly recommend you get the cover screen for the furnace so you get no waspers or any kind of mud daubers in there blocking the flow. Blocking the flow would create restriction for the unit turning on. This is our exhaust pipe for our generator right here. That does get hot, so be careful of that. We have our slide rooms out here. Right here we got our hot water tank. I'm gonna pop this open. Once you take your system out of bypass, you're gonna slide this anode rod in here. You're gonna hand tighten it and then tighten up with a 1 1/16 inch socket. We'll finish tightening that. Once you check to make sure you got water pressure here, you pull your release valve, make sure you have water in there. Then you can come here and turn on your safety switch to the on position. We're going to close this. Once you have that, you can go inside and you can turn on the switch to electric or heat, whichever you prefer. Put this cover right on. It's really cold out here, folks. My hands aren't working well. Right here we have our fuel station. This puts fuel in one tank. This puts fuel in the other tank. This tank is for the generator and this is for your toys. Always transfer. It's always a good part if you're not using this fuel and you're running your generator. It's simply all you have to do is take this, turn this system on like so, and then you can add fuel to that tank from this tank. This way ensures you always got fresh fuel in the system. We're going to turn that off right there. It has a gauge right there that you just click. Check your fuel.
Hey, that
Right here we have a ladder to inspect your roof. Every time camping, before you leave, inspect your roof to make sure that nothing's damaged it. You just pull the pins, just like so. You pull that, you go right up the ladder and right on top and inspect it. When done, you're gonna go ahead and lift this back up and slide these pins back in. That easy. We're gonna come back out here. We're gonna lift this, we're gonna spin our handles just like so. And we're going to pull that handle and we're going to lower this. Make sure when you pull the handles that you put these clips back in so you don't create any damage. Bring this down and away you go. Real simple with toys. All you're going to do is pull that pin, release the cable, and this will drop all the way down. You have a porch right here that goes out. Just read your owner's manual. It's very, very simple to use. We're going to put this back up. We lift our handles. We're going to spin our handles to the inside. Just like so. This little guy spin to the inside. When we close it, we make sure that the cables don't get hooked up. All we have to do is put that cable to the inside and out of the way. Close it. We rotate those again. That's locked. And that would be locked. You can lock it with the key on the outside. You have LED lights all around. You have an awning on top. This is your garage entry door. Right here we have our outside entertainment, our television. You have outside speakers that work for the stereo out that's inside. Come over here. We have our other compartment. Our vacuum hookup is in there with our hose. Read your instructions on that. Come over here. We have a battery disconnect right here. We have power right here, and we have a cold water port that works on the hose that's on the other side. Right here is our propane tank. We have two of these. They're 30-pound tanks. There's one on the other side. I'll show you that. Right in here, we have our battery that is vented. You don't have to worry. Your hydraulic fluids, check your hydraulics. When your hydraulics are all the way in, the slides are in, and the legs are up, then you can check the hydraulic fluid. That's the only time to check it. Right here is we got our generator. Our generator will override our shore power at any time. All you have to do is just prime the unit like so. Light goes on, and go ahead and turn it. And it'll turn on for you. Close that up. Go ahead and close this compartment. Another thing too, in travel, make sure all your compartments are locked. We have a switch here that turns on our lights in front. Look wonderful. LED lights too. Then here's our other tank. And once again, this tank, you have a valve that flips over the tank. This valve is pointing towards this line, which goes to this tank. If you wanted the other tank, we just go ahead and flip that around, facing the other tank, and it'll draw from that tank. Then, as you're leaving your unit, you're going to go ahead and push these lights on, those power on right there. Go ahead and hit hitch height, and this will take you exactly to the same height where you let off, disconnecting the unit. That's simple. Here's our breakaway that we hook up to our truck in case it breaks away. The brakes automatically lock up, and our power line that hooks up to the truck also. Come in here. We're going to go inside. What's important about these steps is these steps raise and lower right out of the unit just like that. The door has to be in the open position. It's very simple. You just grab the step, you bring it down, and you go ahead, set it down, and make sure that this is sitting on the sill plate and the legs are hitting the ground. As you can see, there's a little bobble there. So I'm just going to simply push that, bring it out a little bit, and do the same on this side, just like so. Lock in. We're sitting firm. and we're sitting close to the plate. Come on inside, folks. Our vacuum system, real quick, you could sweep the floor, and all you have to do is flip that little lever, it'll go on, and you can sweep your dirt right up into the unit. Or right here, we have, just pull that open, the hose will go in there, and then flip up to turn it on. Right here, there we go, we flip open the fuse panel. We have AC fuses and DC fuses. If for some reason you blow a DC fuse, a light will go on showing you which one. Also, you'll hear this run sometimes. This is a converter that converts 110 into 12 volt. Right here, we have a simple fan. Just pushes open. Look at that fan go. And away we go. That's simple. Close it, and we'll close that up. Right here we have a propane detector, gas detector. We go ahead and push that in. Push it in for a test. You do that daily to ensure that it's working. We have a fireplace right here. Comes with a remote control. As simple as this. You have a little, this will turn on your heat right there. This will raise the temperature up or down. As you can see, we're just increasing the heat. There's a timer on here, and also there's a little aesthetics with the flame. Power off. So we're going to open up our little glass case right here. We had a safety lock right there. We have an AM/FM stereo right here that'll Bluetooth to your unit. We also have right in here, we have slide, and we also have awning retracts, and there's a light that we can turn on and off. Also has chargers for your cell phone. These are your speaker levels right here, inside and outside. You have a TV that's all set up. We have our cabinets. In our cabinets, I always suggest you put baskets in there to maintain everything as a whole, so anything comes flying out, hits the glass, breaks it, that won't happen. We have a wonderful pantry right here, a lot of space in here to store stuff. Underneath you have a vent right there. That's just for fresh air for your furnace outside. No need to take that off because there's no filter in that. We have a residential fridge with a locking device. You use that locking device in transport. Other than that, if you lose power, you have a inverter that'll go ahead and run your refrigerator. That'll pull off your 12 volt battery. This unit has a generator, so you won't come across that problem. So you look right here, we have a standard microwave. We have a residential stove and oven. Very simple. All you're going to do is just rotate, and then your burners will light. You also have a little night light right here, and you also have an oven light right there. Read your instructions on operating procedures. Right here is our sink. Quite simple. Just pull these out of the way and go ahead and use your sink. Once again, do the baskets, especially with the glass doors. It'll save your doors. Right here, we have our couches. These are reclinable. You have a vibrate, you have a light, and you got a heat mode. The vibrate has 2 settings, and the heat has 3 settings. And then the light off. Right here on the sides, it's a simple pull, and you recline. Let's go back into the garage here. Here's our garage. Wow, dual beds too, really, really nice. So, this is pretty simple here. I'm going to show you this. We're going to rotate our seat down here. As you look right down here, we have a little pin. We flip it this way. By flipping it that way, that means when we raise the chair all the way up there, it's going to engage the bed for the bed to be lowered. The bed will come down halfway. You have to do that on all 4 points. Also, these beds can be, these chairs, when it's raised up, you can pull the pin, lift, and lower the bed so it stays flat across the wall, allowing you to go ahead and put your toys in here. Right here, once again, you have the same kind of fan that I showed you previously. This right here is your bed up, bed down, and so forth, all those switches. These are for your lights outside. porch light, ceiling light, so forth like that, auxiliary light, and then your awning switches too. This is another bed lift control. This has the 2 beds in it, which is really nice. One quick thing I want to show you, have casement windows. And when you open up a casement window from the heat, sometimes they stick a little bit. So in that case, rotate it to the point where it won't open. Just let it sit there. Do not pry the glass. Sooner or later, it will pop open. Then our shades right here. You got pleated shades. As you pull them up, once in a while, you might get a drop on a shade. Real simple fix is just go ahead and wrap that one time around this tension wheel. You'll create the spring tension, and then they'll stay up. Right here, we also have our vents, and that allows fresh air to come in here when we have our toys in here. They have fuel. We just pull them to close and lock. Let's go back out here. Let's go up here, and then we have our restroom here. It's important that this apparatus is in the lock, click down position when traveling. Over here we have our GFI. If you come into your unit and something's not working electrical wise, reset your GFI before you check your fuse box. Other than that, it's a basic bathroom. As you come up here, we got a slide out wardrobe. Real nice. Once again, try to keep things as a whole and not individual, especially with the glass. We have our charging ports for our cell phone, electrical outlets. We also have switches right here that turn lights on and off. Right here, we have, this is to our slide, the slide the room in and out right over at this point. This right here is just to read temperature for this particular unit right here, on and off right there. And here we have our control panel. We're going to come up here in motion locking. It's not okay. We're going to come up here. We go to home. We are home. And so right here, it's going to explain all our different lights that we could turn on and all our different options. You can go to devices. And right here in devices, once again, it'll show our devices that we have, our porch lights and so forth, underbelly heaters. Then you have a settings that you can do all your settings with. You need to read your owner's manual and all that good stuff right there. And that's that on that unit. Other than that, folks, I want to say good luck with your new RV. Thanks for shopping at Great Escapes RV Center here in Gadsville, Arkansas. Rock on.
Headed on down the road on a new adventure. Wherever we go, thanks to Great Escapes RV.